What's up, guys? I'm doing story time part two. Uh, I didn't even get to watch the first one yet, but yeah, this is gonna be me talking about 2004. Um, I don't know why the smart buzzers are on my TV, but whatever. I swear to God, I just got in this room. So, part four, part two, 2004. Like I told you guys, the year before was like the last 3 months of that year was me watching wrestling. I got so into wrestling that when 2004 was coming, I asked my mom to get me a wrestling calendar for 2004, and I got it. And I was only a fan for like 3 months, so half the wrestlers on the calendar I didn't even know, but I didn't care. It was an awesome calendar. I think I still have it too. I don't know if I discarded it or what, but right now I got this Katy Perry calendar. Isn't she a sexy mama? But yeah, that was the year that was my first full year of watching wrestling. Also, in a personal life, very personal. 2004, the first half of 2004 was the set like the second half of eighth grade, and the final part of 2004 was like the beginning of high school, like the first half or whatever. Um, I think I kind of gave you guys a hint of my age, but whatever. Anyway, eighth grade, I dated four girls in eighth grade. Four girls in eighth grade. And all four of them ended up horrible. It turned into shit. Um, but I was still watching wrestling. I watched my first Royal Rumble in 2004, and Chris Benoit won. I love that match. That match since that Rumble has been my favorite match ever. Not like my favorite match in history, but like the concept of it, right? And 1 second. Yeah, that's been my favorite match concept ever. Some have been better than others over the years, but yeah, Chris Benoit was my favorite wrestler. I cried when he won the Rumble, and then I actually was able to order my first WrestleMania, WrestleMania 20, the greatest WrestleMania of the Ruthless Aggression, in my opinion. All the matches, there were 12 matches at that WrestleMania, 12, and they all had importance to them, all of them. I saw Goldberg and Lesnar. I did agree it was boring, but I was a kid, so I didn't really care about the storyline. Eddie Guerrero retained the championship. I ordered No Way Out too. I ordered it before. I don't know why I did, but my brother, I guess he wanted to watch it. But I'm so happy I did because that was the night Eddie Guerrero won his first and only WWE championship, and I couldn't believe it. Like even my friend from school who liked wrestling, he said Eddie was going to lose, and Eddie won. So he retains his title against Angle at WrestleMania, and him and Benoit, after Benoit won the championship, they embraced, right? That year was also the year that I watched TNA for the first time. I got suspended from school, so I stayed home. And I'm glad because if I hadn't been suspended that day, I would have missed it because my school got out at 4. And it was on 3 p.m. on Fox Sports Net or some shit. And I watched it. It was really good. And that's the thing. I was a casual fan, but it had wrestling in the title, so I decided to check it out. Great matches. There were some familiar names too that I had heard in the past, like Raven, Dusty Rhodes. Also, they had a little Friday night show, Explosion, and after Explosion, and I really miss these days. They would show like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. They'd show all these indie feds. Like there was a Puerto Rican fed, there was a Florida fed, and they showed these feds on TV, and they were awesome. Um, what else happened? The second half of the year, though, I was noticing some changes. Like I noticed that a lot. They were picking up a lot of guys like Carlito and Snitsky and Heidenreich, Luther Reigns, Mordecai, a bunch of debuting new wrestlers like Muhammad Hassan. It was like a trend. And I was like, "What's going on? They're getting all these new wrestlers, you know." I really loved SmackDown that year. Raw was good, even though Evolution kept pissing me off. But SmackDown was awesome with JBL and the Cabinet and the Team Angle and Eddie Guerrero, Booker T, The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, you name it, they were all there. They got a cruiserweight division. But yeah, I was in high school. I started high school that year, and it was a fun era because I was actually that was like the only year that I was at a real high school. So even the set, like you're in there, and it's a life changing experience. All you people that say you hate school, Honestly, the only thing I hated about school was the time I had to get my fat ass out of bed and how long and boring it was. But everything else, like people say, some people watch wrestling for the wrestling, and some people say wrestling we only want entertainment. Pretty much anything to do with school that has nothing to do with the actual work of school is fun. Um, and yeah, I used to walk home. I used to get a snack from the store, and I used to just watch wrestling because that was my hobby back then. It's been my hobby ever since, but like back then, from like 2003 to 2006, maybe seven was like my hobby was wrestling, and yeah, that was a good year. I miss it. Not as much as I miss other years, but yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, 2004 was also the first time that I actually, did it. I had sex. I just had sex, and it wasn't with the four girls I dated in eighth grade. That was in ninth grade. But yeah, it was really good. I was like this. I get it on top. She drop it like it's hot, and I was only a little kid back then. I wasn't that young. I don't want to say how old I was, but I was pretty young. I don't know if I was ready, but fuck it. I got the games too. Like every Christmas, I would get the wrestling games. And the year before 2003, I got a GameCube WrestleMania 19. I got Raw 2 for the Xbox. I got Here Comes the Pain, and then WrestleMania. Yeah, after WrestleMania 20, the game that came out after that. What was it? Day of Reckoning. Day of Reckoning. I got in 2004. I got SmackDown versus Raw, which was an awesome game. And yeah, pretty good time. I watched TNA too. They brought in the Kings of Wrestling. Jeff Hardy was in there. AJ Styles was there. Great matches. I watched it. They were played every Friday afternoon. I also went to Virginia that year. I got there in car, and I visited some family, and yeah, that was a pretty good, easy year. Nothing bad to say about it. I miss it. My favorite wrestlers were in that year in WWE were Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. I like the Undertaker too. The ones I hated was Evolution and JBL. I hated them back then, and I didn't know why I hated them because I was a kid. That's why, and they was the heel, so we were supposed to boo them. That summer, what happened that summer? The summer before was kind of blah. That summer in 2004, I had family visit from Joyzy, and then JBL won the fucking title, and I was so fucking mad. And then Triple H buried Eugene, which I loved Eugene, so I was fucking mad. And then Orton won his first title right before school started, so that didn't put a smile on my face. But then they turned him good, and I thought he was pretty badass as a hero, and I thought it was kind of different because we hated this guy for a year. Now he's after Evolution, but they made him heel again for some dumb reason. And yeah, that Christmas was really fun. I got a bunch of cool ass CDs that year too. Um, and I listened to them and played them all night. The games anyway, because I got games and CDs. Um, I also would get the soundtracks to the pay per views. Like the pay per views had badass theme songs back then, so I would always waste like fucking $20 buying the actual album just for one fucking song. Because we didn't have like MP3 downloading back then and all that shit. You rich people probably did, but us poor folks didn't. Um, yeah, great year. I won't forget it. 2003, 2004 was fun. I got into a lot of trouble in those years as well, but I fucking persevered through all of them. Is what I did. And I'm gonna keep persevering. So yeah, I know I'm forgetting some stuff, and I apologize. I'm gonna feel fucking bad. If I really feel the need to talk about it, I'll do a part two. But I hope you guys like this edition. 2005 is one of my favorite years of all time, so I can't wait to talk about it next week. Um, I might even need to make a longer video because a lot of cool shit happened. But 2004 was a year that won't be forgotten, and I reached up in my personal life. I reached a point like when I was becoming from boy to man, and just seeing everything from then and now, it means a lot to me. Like I see things differently now, even back then. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed part two of Storytime 2004, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. And by the way, rest in peace to Satoru Iwata, the CEO of Nintendo. Great man, great creator, creative genius. Um, he won't be forgotten. So thank you, Satoru, for Nintendo. God bless. God bless everybody, and have a good week. All right, later.